Sorry about that, guys. Not sure why I'm having so many issues. I might get my boyfriend to help me look into that this weekend and do some kind of test stream. I actually think we may have to do it the following weekend because I think I'm going to his on this weekend, so we'll see. So I think this is the first time I've ever drawn a flying pig. Don't think I've ever done it before. So just pull that ref back up and have a look. Murders, the hand pose is fancy. Oh, thanks. This one? I'm guessing you're talking about this one. Yeah, I'm not sure exactly how I feel about it at the moment. Whether it's, I guess, fitting enough for the rest of the drawing. I may change it, but I'm glad it looks good in some way though. So how is the streaming time for you guys? Is it would a different time be more convenient, or is this a good time? Is it the evening stream a little bit better? I always love playing around with different face shapes and different eyebrow shapes for my characters. I like having them all look different, but in some way still recognizable as, I guess, as mine. Murders, eyebrow plays. Murders, this is fine for me during Corona times. I'm usually awake by now. Okay, so are you then working from home at the moment, or are you not? Would you normally be going into the office? How does that work for you? I know for me, not much has changed since Corona because you know, I worked from home anyways. So I'm sort of pretty lucky, I guess, in that way that it didn't change much, but it definitely affected a lot in terms of my client work. It got reduced so much, it was crazy. Because people were just holding on to things, not wanting to start any new projects because they didn't know what their financial situation could look like with how unstable everything got. And that makes sense, I guess. I remember back when I didn't used to have a blender and I tried to get everything shaded and smooth, and you can really get so much more depth out of having a blender than you can without anything. You can also get too obsessed about using it and start over blending things. It got to a point where I had to really step away from it and go, yeah, look, I'm getting a bit into this. I need to give it a break. But yeah. sort of can barely ever even hear the music at the moment. It's so quiet. There we go, that's a bit better. Can you guys hear the music on stream? Murders, blending life, exactly, yeah. Yeah, I guess it's like girls with contouring in their makeup, but this is the artist version of that. Not sure if it's contouring or highlighter that's the thing, I'm not sure. Either way. Guess I'm not really fit to become a fashion influencer anytime soon. Not knowing that stuff like that. Luckily I'm not trying. Murders, yeah, I can hear the music a tiny whiny bit. Okay, I'll try and just up it a little bit more. Hopefully that's better. Let me know if that's too loud or if that's okay. Murders, it's fine for me. All good. Okay, awesome. I've been seeing a lot of musicians stream on Twitch as well, which I found pretty interesting. I guess they do songs on demand where you can the users come up with the lyrics in some way and they try to create something out of that, which is pretty awesome. But I think it must be so stressful being put on the spot like that, you know. But I guess if it's your craft, if it's your field, it doesn't feel as difficult for you to do that kind of thing. Like, you know, if I had to imagine people putting together a character and doing that on the spot, it wouldn't daunt me as much, but because it's music, it feels like it's so crazy difficult. But for them, I suppose that's their thing, so they don't see it as daunting. My sister really recently started composing her own songs, which is awesome. So yeah. I used to play the piano when I was younger, but don't really have time to invest into creative hobbies at the moment. It's a bit much, so it's really nice seeing her enjoy that and yeah, being able to support her in that. Because yeah, I guess when I was younger, I used to try and play around with composing a couple songs, but yeah, I got too busy with art and it just took over. And so it's nice being able to see her explore that direction, and also gives us something to chat about, you know, creatively as well, because yeah, she's awesome. She does sculpting as well, and you know, I love sculpting, but once again, don't have a lot of time for everything. But she's amazing, so I have at times asked her, you know, would you like to join me and help me create a 3D character of one of mine, and we could collaborate. That would be awesome. But yeah, she's also very busy, so yeah, I'm definitely very lucky to have such a creative family. Not be the only one. Murders, ghost sister, composing is nice. Exactly, yeah. Murders, I never fiddled with any instruments, even though my family had a lot of them lying around. Okay. Well, I mean, it's not for everyone, but I'm sure if you gave it a go, you could find something that really inspired you. What kind of instruments did they have? We had a piano, and so she's composing on that at the moment. Yeah, I always thought that harps sound really gorgeous. I always wanted to give one a go. She also has a violin, and she used to have a really cheap one, but because it's so cheap, it's really hard to work with, and it ended up sounding more like a dead cat than classical music. So she's recently gotten a much better, much more professional violin, and so ever since using that, it's much improved. It's much easier to, I guess, hold it properly and that kind of thing. I'm not, I'm obviously not a violin player, so I don't know how they really work, but apparently it's got to do with how you hold it and stuff, I guess. So yeah, since getting the more professional one, it's been a lot easier for her to get better sound out of it and not have it sound like a dead cat. Motors: piano, harmonium, some violins, guitars, mandolin, banjo, canal? Something else too. I have no idea what a canal is. Motors: some more that I don't know the English names for. Okay. Well, that is an insanely huge variety of instruments to have for the average family. Do you have, does any of your family, have a particular interest in that? Is that why you guys have so many different instruments? Murders. My brother plays guitar, father plays guitar and piano, but the reason we have them is that my great-grandfather was a musician. Wow, that is super cool. That must be, a huge resource of information that could be passed down. But yeah, what kind of music did he play? Was he was it his career, or was it just a very advanced personal hobby that he developed? That must be so awesome to have listened to his stuff. I don't think anybody in my family has. I know my cousin sings in a choir as well, which you'd probably find pretty cool, having such an interest in choirs. But yeah, I think she's the only one that I know that does, professional, I guess, professional singing. It's not like it's her career or anything like that. It's just, she's really interested in attending that choir and participating and stuff. So yeah, just really invested in it, and she can sing really well as well. So. Murders. He actually sang a lot opera from what I've read. Okay. Was one of the creators of the National Theatre, but used some instruments at times too. Okay. Well, can't say that I have a huge interest in opera, unfortunately. I'm not a massive opera fan, but definitely a lot of skill goes into that kind of thing. So I like choirs, and I like folk bands, and obviously I have a large taste of different more contemporary artists that I do like following as well. I like Melanie Martinez's work, I love Avril's work, but yeah, never been a massive opera fan. Don't think I ever will be, to me. It makes me think of the Russian mafia for some reason, which I guess is just me and it's really silly, but yeah, that's what it makes me think of. guess because they often use it in those kinds of movies, and so that could be where the association comes from. But yeah. There it is. Canal is an Estonian plucked string instrument, a zither. Okay, well that thing sounds really cool. Love to hear that. I'll definitely need to Google that once I've finished the stream. Give that a listen. I must say I'm really proud of the progress I've made in the, committing to these drawings the last couple of days. Because I've been, so terrible at just prioritizing client work lately that I wasn't sure if I'd give this the due time it needs, to get it done before Drawlloween actually starts. So I'm really happy that I have actually committed to that. I think we just had another webcam glitch there. So there we go. I need to figure out, I think the light is coming from this side again, which means I need to shade appropriately before I mess it up. There it is. Oh yeah, movies tend to portray Russians in a weird way. Exactly, yeah. Progression is always nice to see. Yep, definitely. And I've noticed that I feel so much more productive when I actually get my personal artwork done. Obviously it's the primary goal for every artist to grow their style and grow their own personal skill set. And client jobs don't always do that. Particularly because a lot of my client jobs at the moment are not even in illustration, it being in graphic design, so it does detract a lot from my my time to spend on artwork, and so the primary goal I have is to commit to this a little bit more and get more work in this line of illustration that I'm trying to focus on. Can't wait to start on the Piglet. I'm so excited. Drawing the animal is always my favorite part of the drawing. So yeah, it's hard not to stop myself. It's hard to stop myself from always going to it first. But if I do, probably won't finish the rest because I get so caught up on drawing the animal that, yeah. I'm really lucky. I'm so interested in drawing animals because it's a huge focus of children's books as well. You get to draw a lot of animals, which is great for me. But yeah. So what do you have planned for the rest of your day? Murders, own projects are always the dearest. Exactly, yeah. No, you can't get past that. And not only are they, more special to you as the artist, but I think people resonate with them a lot better as well, other people, because you've put so much of your soul into those and people see that. People know when you've really felt like doing something rather than just pushed it out. And the other thing is because you understand your style and your skill set so well, you know what works, and you also know what you want to be pushing. So it helps you grow, and I do think it also tends to produce the highest quality work as well. But obviously you can't exclude client projects completely, so gotta get to those one way or another. Murders, it's raining, but probably gonna take a little walk at a point besides the work. Also would want to draw too. Oh, well, if you're going to take a walk, make sure to take a raincoat. I don't want you to be freezing, although I'm guessing it's a little warmer weather over there than it is over here. But yeah, I hope you find some time to get to push a drawing in. That would be definitely great. And if you do draw alongside me in the stream, you can always hashtag it. I think the hashtag is #drawwithneka in my stream info, and I'll share it in my stories. Murders, it's 6 Celsius degrees at the moment, so that's not the warmest, I guess. No way. But not too cold. Well, I, for one, definitely do not want to be going out in the rain when it is 6 degrees here, so you are very brave. Definitely good to stay committed to exercise and being in a good routine. I do commend you for that, but I don't envy you the slightest on a day like that. I think last night was about 7 degrees here, so it did get pretty cold. Our rabbits sleep outside, and I was really worried about how they do in the cold. Even though that hasn't been the coldest night that they have been outside, so I just worry about them. Even though they have really thick fur, they're probably fine. It's probably just me over worrying, but it just seems so cold. Definitely want to add a little bit more of a hair wrap to her, same as that she had last year. So I'm just trying to raise that so I can work with that a little bit more. Murders, probably, yeah. Well, I hope so. I hope they're not too cold. It's not even winter here yet, only autumn, so I consider this warm. Well, I'm definitely not envying you for where you live. It's so freezing. I would never be able to live in Europe, I think. I would just rug up and stay home all day. But then I guess you guys do, you do have a lot more heaters over there built into the houses and things like that. But still, I could never live somewhere where it's that cold. It's too much for me. I'm quite happy that it's so nice and warm in Australia. Just trying to add a little bit more detail to her hair there so we can see it's wrapping. We definitely want this a lot darker so we have a little bit more contrast to play with. I am actually getting so excited to start colouring all these drawings. I'm so hoping if I can finish the sketches for all of them, then I might have a chance to do all the colouring as well, which would be so exciting. Yeah. Gotta push that. Murders. I actually enjoy the cold. It's always easier to put more clothes on as taking them off in the heat. There's a limit to that. Yes, that is very true. My boyfriend definitely prefers he prefers the cooler weather, and for that reason. But I tend to be quite okay. I don't really get cold. I mean hot, get too hot that easily. So for me, it's just much easier to cope with the hot weather than dealing with the cold, needing to rug up so much. I much prefer that. So just out of curiosity, how did you figure out that I was streaming again? How did you first find out? Because I think I've only been started streaming it back up again for a week now. I've definitely skipped a couple of days because of some health and technical issues, so definitely haven't been the most consistent, but hopefully I can stick to a good schedule now, which is the goal. Murders overall? Yes, I guess. Well, overall, or just where did you hear that I was streaming again, like starting over? Murders. University stuff was over, and I guess it was fate as I went to Twitch once again over 2 years and saw you there instantly. Aww. Well, I'm so glad you did follow me previously because yeah, it's really nice to see you back on here again. Weren't you following Sarah's stream back when I met you? I think that's where we met originally. So Sarah and I used to. She's also a Twitch streamer. In case. Okay, so you do know her then. But yeah, Sarah is a Twitch streamer as well, and we went to uni together. So that's how we met. And I always loved seeing her draw dragons when she was at uni. She's really good. But yeah, been following her streams and also a couple of my other uni friends that stream as well. So it's been fun keeping in touch with everybody, and I love watching their streams and just being able to have a quick chat, feeling like you're part of their drawing process as well. It's really nice, and seeing their pieces come together. I do like that as well. I'm always curious why people who aren't artists watch other people's streams. I'm not sure what, not saying that they don't get anything out of it, but I'm always curious what it is, because a large reason why I watch art streams is obviously because I like seeing their process, like being a part of their drawing process as well. So, but then I guess that appeals to people who aren't necessarily artists themselves as well. Murders. I used to watch a lot of art streams back in the day. Okay, so you would definitely be quite familiar with a lot of them then. I was watching this one guy streaming a super amazing oil painting, I think just last night before going to bed, and it was so good. It was, I mean, obviously he paints more realistic than I do, which is not usually my thing, but yeah, this was just so well done. He was painting a little kid, and it was really cute. Just the colors he was using was absolutely stunning, and I just yeah, loved watching his process. But it looked really stressful doing something so hectically detailed on a live stream. I think he's got a lot of guts doing that. I remember last time I live streamed, I was attempting to do an acrylic painting, and it was the first time I had really ever done acrylic painting, and it was so stressful trying to focus on both the stream and the painting at once. So, you know, now I'm obviously a lot better at my painting. It's not as stressful for me anymore, but so I would definitely be attempting that again. But back then it was just, yeah, I was learning so much painting on my own anyway. So attempting to do that on stream while talking was a bit of an achievement that I hadn't really thought of. She's definitely got quite the quirky look that I captured last year, so I'm really happy to see that that's coming along. Why is this such a short MP3? Murders, I haven't watched much at the moment. You and one American lad. Okay. Do share his info in either my Discord server or here in the chat. I'd love to. I'm definitely currently looking out for more, you know, nice streamers that are fun to watch. I do prefer ones that do chat alongside their artwork as well. You know, obviously it's fun to know what they're thinking about their process and all that kind of thing. But yeah, no, I definitely love to have some more to follow. Murders. Oh, he's new to it, but so not much chat yet. I've written a bit, but I lurked mostly there. Okay. Well, we're all new. I mean, I've only really done a couple of streams, so I'm definitely not a very professional streamer myself. But I'm definitely enjoying it and enjoying learning and meeting new people. Having a little bit of an audience to my work is nice as well. Murders. He does historical digital paintings so far. Okay, well, yeah, I'm desperately looking for more traditional artists at the moment to follow, because I find that, well, I tend to have a preference for traditional work myself, and I also find that artists can actually create, well, not better work, but it's really challenging to master a digital platform and actually, you know, create good quality digital art if you don't know what you're doing. You know, if you don't understand making art before you jump on digital media, it can actually ruin that artistic aspect completely. And I find that that is often the case. You know, people go and think, oh, okay, tablets are so easy to use, let me hop on one, and then they start trying and it just feels very flat and washed out and not very you know, artistic. Like it all ends up looking a little bit the same. Not everyone, but a lot of people don't really, you know, have their own style understood well enough. Traditional artists are hard to find, rarities, exactly. Yeah, no, and also like even at that, you can get the same difficulty with traditional artists as well. You know, obviously it has its own set of challenges, both do, but yeah, I think for the most part, you can salvage mistakes a lot better, like in a more artistic way, if you're making traditional art rather than, you know, if you go digital, the mistakes get really, really obvious, or at least to me, they do. You know, with my work as well, so obviously for me at the moment I combine a digital and traditional style. I scan my drawings in and clean them, and then I import them into Procreate and color them over there. I do at times watercolor them, but less often now because I'm trying to get them done more quickly, and Procreate saves a lot of time. But yeah, it was a larger learning curve. I felt like, you know, doing drawings purely digitally just lost a lot of, you know, the nice line work from me. And so I just felt like, I guess it worked a lot better for me when I was combining the two. You know, having that speed of the digital media and flexibility to change colors on the go, but then once again also being able to just keep that raw, nice and beautiful, sketchy feel that we want. But yeah, and that's I think why I love Sarah's work so much as well, is because yeah, she does that traditional painting in watercolor at times. She has moved to painting digitally now as well, but yeah, she still does her beautiful watercolor dragons. I have actually been considering doing a couple of my Drawlloween sketches in watercolor when I do finish them. If I have enough time, I'd love to. Where it is, I've done only a tad bit of digital, but don't enjoy it that much. Yeah, I think to a certain extent, a lot of artists find it very unnatural. I'm not sure what it is. Personally, I really struggle starting a sketch out. Like, you know, if you're just starting it digitally, I feel like it doesn't end up being as loose as you get it when it's done traditionally. And I'm not sure why that is really, if it's to do with maybe the pencil attraction, because I know some artists do purchase those I think layers that you put on the screens to help it have a little bit more natural traction. So I've not really tried that. I'm not sure if that would change much, to be honest, and I'm not keen to have that on my own iPad, really. I like having the screen the way it is. But yeah, I've been hearing that does help to some extent, so like obviously sketching on the Wacom tablet is a lot more natural as well. So there we go. Hopefully her hand does look like it's coming from the foreground. I'm not entirely sure if it's working the way I want it to at the moment, but we'll see. Murders. Wacom Cintiq feels the most natural. Exactly, yeah. So, I still have my Wacom Cintiq, but just because of Photoshop being such a pain, it's, yeah, it's just not very user-friendly. I tend to always have to get Photoshop to work every time I load up the drawing, so... some reason it's got something to do with Windows updates, I think. Every time Windows gets an update, it stops the Wacom tablet from working. You have to reinstall a bunch of drivers, or you have to reinstall Photoshop, I don't know, change Photoshop settings. And I just found that it actually interfered with my creative process because I was ending up solving technical issues pretty much every time I wanted to draw, and it just wasn't, you know, picking up for me as well. Murders. Most of my digital art pals have moved to Corel Painter instead. Oh really? I should give that a go. Ditch Photoshop. Well, I did hear, so my teacher actually suggested that to me when I was at uni, to give Corel Painter a go, but I just, at the time, didn't have a lot of money to purchase it, and I also was trying a lot of different things, so and now I'm very happy because I've got the iPad and I use Procreate, and it's very convenient for, you know, just hopping on, getting things done, and yeah, I love my iPad. It's definitely the most convenient piece. So obviously I needed it for work as well, so I was able to get a large discount on that, you know, from tax and everything. I'm literally getting so excited to start the pig. Can't wait. It's like he's just begging for me to get him started. And don't forget about me. You definitely will not. You're the prime star of this whole drawing, so you have to shine. Murders, it's for general use, exactly. Yeah, no, it's great. Bicky Cheese Salt Pogu. Oh, thanks. Thanks, Bicky Cheesel. Very strange name there, but thank you so much for the compliment on my drawing. I really appreciate that. And welcome to the stream. Today we are drawing the 5th prompt for Drawlloween, and this one is called Familiar. So yesterday I did this little witch, if you want to see her vertically. There we go. So that was my little witch that we did, and she is just riding with her piggy. The day before that we had another drawing, which is called Changeling, I haven't really finished this one just yet, so I'll need to get around to that. Then we had Pumpkin, and so I drew this little pumpkin couple. And before that, the first one in the series was Werewolf. So we've come a long way. We've definitely got, you know, quite a few on our plate to go, but that's all right. So now I've just started Familiar, and so I drew her little piggy Familiar over here, and yeah, hopefully we can make some good progress and get her done on stream today. That would be great. So, because yeah, I'd love to get 2 done today if I can. I think that could be asking for a bit much, but we'll see. If I can do another one in this evening stream, that would be awesome. But yeah, I definitely still need to get some client work done, so possibly won't have too much time for that. We'll see. Murders, Piglet the shiniest of stars. Yes, exactly. And now he can actually go flying with them, so. Murders, Bumpkin life. Exactly. Yes. Yeah, definitely started enjoying drawing clothes a lot more over the last year. It was one of my most hated things. Well, not most hated. Trees actually used to be my most hated thing. And then I decided to attempt a fully fledged painting with a lot of foliage. And by the end of that, I didn't hate drawing trees so much because I had to have a whole bunch of them painted, so I just kind of got forced into liking them, I guess. But yeah, I'm definitely wanting to do some more interior scenes in some of my upcoming paintings, just with things like curtains and different kinds of gothic furniture, so I'd love to have a little bit more of a repertoire for that. Murders, architectural drawings incoming. Yes, which homes, exactly. Yeah, gotta draw the houses that I'd love to live in. That's the whole idea of drawing your imagination after all. It's you know, bringing to life your dreams and things that you want. So for me, that definitely includes nice creepy gothic houses. Yeah. So hopefully I can, you know, even though I can't build my own, I can definitely draw my own and pretend it's real. Same thing with fashion as well. Like, you know, I like playing around with dresses. Sometimes I see a dress that I really want, but you can't afford it, and so the go-to is usually just to draw. Then you can dress your characters up, even though you can't cosplay in it yourself. You can still dress your characters. Hopefully she's coming to shape a little bit more. I know it's really hard to see on the stream when she's super light and everything. Just trying to smooth out her dress a little bit more. Murders, it's easy to see her. Okay, well that's good. Hard to see the Piglet only. Well, yeah, that's because I haven't really started him. So that's sort of how I like starting the sketches to begin with, and then you know, I can work them up a little bit more. It's always easier to go darker than lighter. Just lift it up quickly and have a look if that one is seeming like it's angled right, and I think it's okay. I recently started listening to this soundtrack called Nursery Crimes, and it's got a Baba Black Sheep song that's really cool. It's got you know, a lot of good musical instruments in it that are combined, but it's a really creepy version of Baba Black Sheep. So it's definitely an acquired taste, but then most of the music that I like listening to, obviously the stream music, is not really my own personal taste, but a lot of the music I do listen to tends to be quite an acquired taste, apparently. But yeah, I like it. I think it's really creative, so I think that's what draws me to it. There it is. I've recently started listening to old Nordic tunes. Oh wow, that's awesome. You should definitely send some of that through to me. I always like finding, you know, more, especially music from different countries. So, because it's really hard to find if you're not familiar with that culture and that country and knowing what to look for, really. So I've got quite a large collection of French music, and got a collection of Russian and Spanish music as well. But yeah, it's definitely a lot harder to find music that you don't, you know, especially if you don't know the language. It can be quite tricky. Hopefully her wand looks nice and sharp. I think it was a little bit longer last time. I'm just going to give it a tiny bit more of an edge. There we go. And there it is. I've recently started listening... Oh, sorry, I've already read that. I don't know why that popped up again. I've been having a lot of issues in my chat, just repeatedly refreshing, and yeah, I don't know why that happens. So it looks like I get new chat coming in, but really it's just the old stuff. There we go. Definitely getting a bit distracting listening to that. on stream. I really love when I get to flesh out shadows and everything just comes forward a lot more near the end stages. It's like the whole thing comes to life, and yeah, it's one of my favorite parts of the whole process. I remember one of my favorite things about Bambi was actually the nice, gorgeous soundtrack that they did. It's yeah, it's one of the most memorable movies, I guess, that I love about Disney is Bambi. And yeah, it was really tragic watching Bambi's mum die. But for some reason you kept wanting to rewatch it all over again. Especially, I love Thumper and I love all the whole Bambi crew, all his friends. I just I miss a lot of those older cartoons. I feel like a lot of the new stuff just doesn't really compare. I feel like it's just not the same amount of talent that goes into it these days. Whereas those old animations used to all need to be hand drawn, one by one, painstakingly, you know, each frame. And I think there was so much detail that went into all of that. I'd love to rewatch the Betty Boop animations as well. They're also a real good masterpiece. But yeah. Murders. Russian version of her Menelik has been stuck to my mind for several days. Oh wow, okay. So that's you really do have a very eccentric music taste compared to most people. You know, very sophisticated taste as well. But yeah, it's I've never really had songs like that I find being very catchy and stuck in my head. I guess the one that does come to mind is the classical music by Mozart, like for Elise. But it's probably more because I used to play that on the piano, and you know, when your fingers are doing something as well, it tends to stick in your head a lot more. But yeah. Where it is, I can't remember many Disney movies. Hercules is the only one, or was the title even Hercules? I think it's Hercules, yeah. I've never watched Hercules though, but Meredith, have you seen Klaus? Is that like a Santa Claus thing? I don't think so. That one fascinated me how they made it. Okay. You'll definitely have to link me to whatever that is, if it's a Disney movie or a different kind of thing. But I don't think I've watched that. I don't really watch a lot of Christmas movies. I don't tend to be a massive Christmas movie fan, actually. But then I guess my movie taste does tend to be a little bit more eccentric, similarly to my movie taste tends to be eccentric like my music taste does. So. But yeah, I can. When it comes to movies, I tend to be really accommodating. You know, more keen to try new stuff than I am, I guess, with music. Although I do have a very wide appreciation for, you know, artists being experimental and that kind of thing. So I don't think I'm the most restrictive listener when it comes to that. Murders. Netflix ordered it, I think, but it's okay on non-Christmas too. It's kind of a digitally painted movie, so 3D, so it's nice. Okay. I think I heard about a movie that got done that was sort of a painted style. I don't really remember at the moment which one that was, but I think it was some kind of it was done in a French Renaissance style, like not Renaissance, sorry, Impressionist style, and yeah, so definitely does not sound like it's the Klaus movie that you're talking about, but I did see the ad for that one a while ago, I think last year at some point, and it looked really cool. But it would all depend on the execution, you know, if it's done really well. If it's not, it's just gonna look tacky, I guess. But I do really want to look at that, see how that works out. Need to darken her dress up a little bit more, because it doesn't need to have that sort of grey look that we had last year. Also helps to soften the line work up a little bit more as well. There it is. Alright, I need to hop off. It's my time to take a walk. The rain stopped for a bit. I need to use that time efficiently. Well, good luck. I hope the rain doesn't catch you midway. There it is. Have a nice drawing. Enjoy it. May the piglet become fanciest ever. Oh, thank you so much. And I hope you have a nice walk. See you later and enjoy your time out. Is gonna try and get that contrast going with her her shoes under her skirt as well. Paying attention to try and keep her the same as her original reference, because I'd like to hopefully have her progress into a full storybook eventually, if I can get some more time to achieve that. So it's really important to try and keep her as consistent as possible at this point, so I don't have to rework anything later on. So far I'm really happy where this one is headed. I think she's looking quite similar to last year. Try and soften this shadow a little bit so we don't have too much of a sharp edge going there. And I don't want to remove her cheeks. Gotta keep them all nice and plump. So I'll just go over that a little bit more, blend that in. This side as well. I think one of the important features about her was just the flowiness of her eyes as well. How they sort of naturally form the crevices and everything. I really want to try and emulate that again in this one. Use the blender on her nose instead so I don't get such a harsh line. She definitely had quite a shiny nose last time. So I'll try and make sure that that's replicated as well. See if I can just erase a little bit and make it a tiny bit more prominent. There we go. Now it's nice and shiny. She has quite a bit of a glow to her face. Just try and pick up a little bit more of it over there because yeah, I didn't want it quite so reddish, I guess. And if I blend that in, hopefully it'll cut back on that look that she's got. Oh, hi Jacob! How are you? Didn't think that you would be off work. So I'm just trying to get her looking as familiar as possible to the one I did last year. Jacob, getting ready for gym. Oh, okay. Well, I probably won't see you then till later, but you will probably see the finished version by the time you're done, because you're going to be there for a while. But yeah, I will get started on the Piglet soon. I'm really excited because it's my favorite part of the whole drawing. So I've left him to last, and he's over here. I'm not sure if you can see, but he's yeah, he's going to be a flying piggy, and I'm really excited to start drawing him. But yeah, I'm finishing off the girl first so that I don't get too stuck and caught up on him. Otherwise I won't get anything done. I'll just keep adding more details to him the whole time. And that won't be good. adjust her left eyelash definitely, because it's not looking consistent with the last one I did. Taper it out a little bit more and look more similar. There we go. So that's definitely, her eyelashes were definitely one of the features I really liked about her last time. So I want to try and capture that. Jacob, enjoy. I will. I hope you enjoy your time at the gym, even though I know you really hate that. I hope it's not all awful. Everybody seems to be going off exercising at the moment except me. At least I'm exercising my hand. I downloaded a YouTube playlist of some of the old masters, but I'm actually quite surprised that it barely had any of the old masters' work in it, so... At least this is one of them. I really love her quirky little smile that she's got. I always love characters with a little bit of a stranger face, less normal face. Like whenever I meet strangers that have an eccentric look, I sort of get captivated and just try to study their shapes, I guess, and bring it out in some of my characters, because that's what I love to do. You can look quite creepy though when you're doing that, so you have to be very stealthy. Definitely gotta darken her wand a little bit more. You can still have a shine to it, but it was a lot darker last time and I really want to give it that creepy look, so we're gonna make that one a little bit darker. and a little bit longer. Need to figure out what's happening with her hand over there. Getting a little bit lost in the details. So now I think it's finally time for us to get started on the Piglet, which is the best part about the whole thing. So I have just a couple of pictures of piglets over here that I will have a look at, and then hopefully we can make him look all adorable and happy. So just start by adding some of the lighter details to him, fleshing him out, and hopefully then it gets a little bit easier to see what's going on. But yeah, this is the most exciting part about the whole thing. Getting to draw his little chubby body. I always like making my animals a little bit fatter when I'm doing them. I just find that a little cuter that way. Even though in real life it's sadly not too healthy. But as long as it's an artwork, it's okay. They can be as chubby as I want them to be. So I'll have to figure out how I want to do his wings, because I don't want them to be too narrow, but I think that's a good way for them to overlap. I definitely love drawing their cute tails. It's the best part about piglets. So I'll start by drawing his little animal butt and see if I can progress from there. Hopefully that'll be a good start. I almost forgot that they have this strange extra heel on them. You know, just love what their hind legs look like. It's fascinating. There's this like stubby bit, and then yeah. I think I need to shorten this one a tiny bit so we can have the other one looking a little taller than that one, which will help with adding a bit more perspective. Definitely getting his chunkiness out. Nice and well fed. There we go. I'm sure he's pretty excited at the fact that he's finally getting to fly. Obviously my piggy has a nice pudgy round eye, and I really want to give him a nice wiggly nose so he can sniff around, poke around. Make him all happy. Give him a little bit of a glow to his eye so that we can start seeing where he's looking. And there we go. Give him a little tongue. So I'm just going really light at this point because I don't want to darken too many areas if I have to erase anything, and so I'll start gradually going darker and darker as I go, as he takes more shape and I can see that I'm happy with how everything's looking. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna be drawing more piglets and establish this into a fully fledged book. I'm really excited to get it done. But that's gonna have to be a next year project. I'll just start with the tiny feathers on the beginning part of his wing, and then they gradually obviously get bigger as they go down. I'm just using using other animals as a ref for this. Obviously, we don't have real flying piglets, unfortunately, unless you've seen one. In which case, I do apologise for the lack of faith. But yeah, so I'm just using other animals as refs at this point, and then hopefully he can come out as I want him to, looking a little bit more realistic. Or as realistic as a flying pig could possibly be. So I'm trying not to make all my line work too even, because that helps to add a little bit more diversity as well, and it retains the natural shape a bit better than if I just try and flatten everything, because outlining everything on both sides really ruins the work, because it makes the whole thing appear flat. So if I just avoid doing that, I should be all good. Also helps to leave some of the harder pieces that in a drawing to last. Not that Piggy is the hardest thing to draw, but just because you tend to be more loose by the end of it, or at least I find that I am, and so it helps to leave the bits that you struggle with most to last, because you're a lot looser then and a lot more likely to, I guess, have them coming out the way that they should. I'm trying to give Piggy just a little bit of a tooth here, but I don't want him looking too scary, so I think I'll just remove that. He's a baby after all, so I guess it doesn't matter that he hasn't quite grown his teeth out just yet. Just add the ridge to his eye as well. There we go. I always fall in love with the animal characters that I draw. They're always the best bit about the whole thing. At least he's starting to become a little bit more visible on the stream as well. Not as washed out. So that should help a little. bit careful because I do tend to start smudging the rest of my drawing when I go over other areas. Which is why, in general, it's actually good to start with the area farthest from where your hand's going to rest if you're working on the rest of it, but you can't always think of everything. I'm just gonna make some of his feathers a little bit less in place. Obviously, being his first time flying, he's not going to be super coordinated, but I'm sure he'll get the hang of it very quickly. So I'm going to shade that area a little bit more so we know what's in the foreground and the background. Really enjoying all the chill music we've got on today. There we go. Now we can see more easily what's in the background and what's in the foreground, and yeah, it's definitely starting to take shape a little bit better. Gonna add a little bit more detail to what's going on over there, but don't want to overdo it. I think if I could be any animal, it would definitely have to be a bird of some kind. I'd love to be a parrot, because you get to be colourful, you can talk, you can live in a beautiful rainforest, and you also get to fly around all day, which I think is super epic. So I think it'd have to be a bird for me of some kind. If I could pick to be an animal, would be a massive dream come true. I mean, who doesn't want to be one? Hopefully his wings are becoming a little bit more prominent. I don't want to remove all the lighting on this side of his foot. So I think if I remember correctly, I had a name for him last year. I'll quickly have a look at the link that I've got on. Oh yeah, so last year I called him Poogie. Yeah, it's definitely nice to see him coming to shape. I actually realized that not a whole lot of artists tend to draw piglets or pigs in general. So I'd love to find more that do. So just plump him up a little bit more, and then the next step is starting to add in all of his fur. Since we've got the base shading gone out of the way, you definitely need to get started on giving him some texture. He's definitely looking very chuffed with himself. I'm not overdo the whole ridge between his shoulder. I'm just starting to add in some of his fur now. They obviously look so smooth, but you don't realize that they're actually quite scratchy. So I'm going to try and emulate that a little bit. Make sure he's nice and fluffy. So oftentimes when I'm trying to bring something forward a little bit more, I tend to shade in the middle instead of near the edges, because it just helps me keep a little bit more shape to it. Just go a little bit darker here. Now you can see how his little plump flesh is coming to the foreground a bit more. I'm going to try and make his wings pop a little bit more as well. Wondering how long we've been going for. I think it's been 2.5 hours, or a little, probably more than that. Yeah, I think it's been 2.5 hours. So my last drawing took a lot longer to plan out than this one did. I think I spent a good hour planning the other one out, and for this one I probably only had about needed about 15 minutes. So yeah, it's just whenever you're trying something outside of your comfort zone, it does take more time, I guess, and obviously that was a much more advanced pose than this one is. This one's just got a flying piglet and a girl standing in a pretty standard pose, which is one that I'm very familiar with, so it wasn't too much trouble getting her out of the way. Yeah. Definitely want to try and go a little bit lighter with the fur, not get it so prominent, especially near his little head. But the more texture I add at this stage of the sketch, the more it helps me, because later on, as soon as I scan this in and try and attempt it in Procreate, I'm going to want as much texture as possible to not show those flat digital surfaces. So the more I can get done now, the better the whole thing will turn out. So that's why I'm trying to add as much detail as possible. I really want to attempt to draw an elephant again soon. I love how they've got so much room to play around with all the different textures on their wrinkles, so I'm definitely love to give an elephant a go again. It's been a while. Last time I think I drew an elephant was my lollipop elephant, and it's still to this day one of my favorite pieces. Probably more because I'm, I love looking at my elephant a lot. Not so much because it's amazing illustration, I guess. I definitely do see flaws in it now that I've grown so much, but it's still up there amongst some of my favorite pieces, and I think that's to do with just it being such an emotional piece in a happy way though. So definitely got to make the little folds in his shape a bit more obvious, which will help. He's got such adorable folds to him. Got to show all of it off. His wings are coming together so nicely now. Just darken those tips a little, just so they stand out properly. Trying to figure out which way is the sharpest edge of my pencil, because I don't want to go with a blunt edge and have a thick line. Hi Katie, how are you? Welcome to the stream. So nice to see you popping by. How has your day been? I hope you've had a wonderful day. Kate, I'm a little sick, but it's okay. Oh, that is terrible. I hope you're doing okay. Hope it's nothing serious. Well, I hope you enjoy listening to the music and watching my cute little Piglet cheer you up. I hope he can personally send you some hugs straight to you. Nice plump piggy hugs. I love watching other people stream as well when I'm sick, which for me has been the past week, so I definitely know what you mean. But yeah, so today we're just working on my 5th Drawlloween sketch, and so the prompt for today is familiar, so that's why I've decided to do her little Piglet. Yesterday I did the prompt witch, so if you have a look over there, You can see yesterday's drawing, which is my little witch and her piglet riding on a broomstick. And the day before that, we had the prompt called Changeling. So I drew this little girl who has 4 arms. She's not done yet, but I will finish her off at some other point. And the day before that, the prompt was pumpkin. So I did this little pumpkin couple. And the first prompt that we had was werewolf. So these are all prompts that are part of the Drawlloween challenge that I'm doing, which is on every single October. And it's one of my favorite times of the year because all the artists join in and you get to see, you know, a lot of their personal work coming through, but you see everybody joining in and drawing the same stuff, but in their own styles. So it's super exciting. And yeah, I was really bummed last year because I couldn't finish the whole thing. And yeah, I really was excited this year to take part and actually pull through, get the whole thing done start to finish. So I'm starting early because the thing runs through October, and hopefully if I start early I can keep up. Okay, nice. Maxcroft, really nice. Well, thank you guys. Thank you so much for looking at the thing come together. Hopefully it ends up being nice by the end of it. I think the one I'm most happy with so far is the pumpkin guy that I drew with the little girl pulling him out of the ground. I think that one's my favourite. But I am so far happy with where this one is headed as well. And I was happy with yesterday's one. So yeah, I'm definitely trying to push myself into different comfort zones. So it's starting to get a little bit darker over here. So hopefully tonight, if I have enough time, I can attempt another drawing. I may not because I have a lot of client work on tonight to finish up, so we'll see how we go. But I do want to try and fit in another drawing because I skipped a day, and I want to stay ahead so that hopefully if I finish all of them, I can do some coloured ones as well. Oh, thank you, Kay. Thank you so much for the follow. It really means a lot. Welcome to our little cult. I hope you feel very welcome here. So I'm thinking of, because I have a Patreon, so I'm thinking of creating some of these as Patreon postcards as well. So my last postcard set was sent out end of last month. So I need to figure out which sketch I'm going to do. But for this Patreon postcard session, I'm thinking of doing a Harry Potter themed one. So I'd love to do Hedwig the owl and yeah, a boy or a girl. I might do Harry, not sure. His seems to be really fun to draw with his glasses though. But yeah, that my patrons get a postcard sent out to them every month. And one of them is a huge, massive fan of Harry Potter, so I'm really hoping she gets a surprise when she sees it. Hopefully she's not watching the stream, otherwise the whole cover is blown. So I'm thinking of finishing this one and combining all of the different drawings I did of my little witch character and her piggy, and then ultimately create a book out of it. But that will be a project for next year because I'm a bit a bit busy for the rest of this year, so I won't have time to finish that. Got a couple of paintings to finish, and another book that I'm working on that needs to be finished as well. So once those are out of the way, I will get started on creating a book from this one. But yeah, that will be super exciting. I'm definitely keen to give that a go. Have the story of her and her little piggy familiar over here. I think I need to darken her hair a little bit more here so we can see some more contrast. I remember the days when I didn't have a blender, and I painstakingly tried to get things as smooth as possible, but I just couldn't get that look that I wanted. And then the first time I had a blender, I was like, oh, wow, yes, that's awesome. I get to finally get the textures that I want. So what have you guys been up to for the day? Do you have a lot going on? Are you guys working today? Are you working from home? So I tend to work from home all the time lately. My whole job is working from home. I only have a couple of client meetings every now and again on Zoom, very rarely in person. So I definitely didn't have a whole lot of transition with working from home like most businesses did. Okay, I'm in home because I'm sick. Oh yeah, of course, that makes sense. What kind of job do you have, if you don't mind? So I recently got some exciting news from a publisher that I went to see early this year, and sometimes things don't, happen straight away. You don't think that much is going to come of it, and this was one of those things where I wasn't sure it would really pan out to be much, and so I went to see this company to work with, and they were a publisher, so but they didn't have clients at the time to get going immediately. They were only recently starting with children's books, and so I went to see them, and they were really lovely people to work with. So I said to them, look, here's my information, and I'd love to get on board with you guys. And recently they sent me a message and said they're going to start promoting to their clients now, so they'd love for me to review their process. And so that's really exciting, because that means that very soon I will be able to hopefully start doing children's books, and that will be both a lot of work, but also really, really exciting. So yeah, it's always been my dream to be able to work in children's books. So okay, it's a little hard because I'm Polish, and it's hard to say a Polish joke in English. That's alright. that you can, if you want to give it a go, I'll see if I get it. But I know that not all jokes tend to translate very well. Whereabouts in Poland are you from? I know a couple of people from there. It's been so cold lately, and I hate when I can't, spend time enjoying dressing up in the mornings when it's so cold. But lately it's been a little bit warmer, which has meant that you don't just have to wear a robe all day and freeze. You can actually wear nice clothes. Although I guess I'm complaining, but you guys in Europe have a lot colder weather than we have over here. So I guess it doesn't make a whole lot of sense. But yeah, for me, I definitely prefer when it's nice and warm, and I can enjoy dressing up a bit more. Going to have quite a few piglets drawn by the end of this thing, which is good because it'll help me make progress for next year when I'm actually attempting to make this into a fully fledged book. Then it won't be too much at once to try and get done. So I find the more texture I can add in the line work stage, the easier it is for me when I get to scanning them in and colouring them in Procreate, because you don't have to then worry about how it looks in terms of flattening out the piece, because as soon as you do add it into Procreate and you start adding colour in, it can flatten it out quite a bit. But yeah, if I focus a lot on good quality line work now, I won't really be stuck with that problem later, which is why I'm trying to add a lot of detail as much as possible, and then when I do scan her in, should be all good to go. Shouldn't have to fuss around with her too much. Kate, okay, I don't know a good joke, but I can say something in Japanese. Okay, well, you can give it a go. I'm not sure if we'll be able to follow along with that, but you're welcome to give that a go. Kate, Kankani, it doesn't matter. Is that the joke? If I've even pronounced that right? Maxcraft, since when do you draw? I have drawn since I can remember, which is a very long time ago. So I've drawn forever, since I was a kid. But I studied illustration at university. So it was a 3-year course in illustration and graphic design. And so that's where we learned to hone our skills, but most of where I learned to hone my skills came after uni, when I had to establish my own style. And so ever since I left uni, I've moved from being a predominantly digital artist to a traditional artist. So only parts of my process are still digital. Most of it is now fully traditional and sketches. So I do some painting in oils, and I do watercolor paintings as well, and then I do just my graphite sketches for illustration, which I then scan into Procreate and color them in Procreate. But yeah, I used to practice a lot of my drawing while I was in school, where I would be illustrating or scribbling at the time rather than doing schoolwork, and so that's where I learned to hone in a lot of this, I guess, and practice. So most of drawing is really just repeated practice, drawing different shapes and pushing yourself out of your comfort zone. And I'm obviously still learning heaps every single day. There's so much that I still want to be able to do, and what I'm still learning. But yeah, no, I think most of it's just daily practice. I don't feel like uni really taught me much with regards to building my talent. It really just taught you professional skills, like how to spot the errors in your own work. It did help a lot with that. Particularly because the lecturers we had were really good at pointing out mistakes in our artwork. So that was a good bonus. But most of it was really just learning about copyright, learning about all sorts of things, such as how to run your own business, how to create invoices, all that kind of stuff, and the processes involved in creating a mock-up from just concept sketches and that kind of thing. So yeah, it definitely is useful in helping you understand and build confidence in being more professional as an illustrator. I definitely would recommend that, but it's not a deal breaker. Like, you can be a professional illustrator and never have had uni. Kate, it's that word in Japanese. Kankane means it doesn't matter. Okay, so where did you learn to speak Japanese then? Being from Poland? Or are you originally from Japan? I find that a lot of people in Europe tend to speak more than one language. I think it's really awesome. Being able to be multilingual and learning another language also expands your horizons and helps you to understand different ways of how language functions, and understand writing in your own language better as well. Maxcraft, that's a long time. I guess you are proud of your evolution. Yeah, I do. I do think I am. But to some extent, I'm also very impatient. I think everybody tends to be impatient with themselves and wishing they were already further along. I definitely think you can't really rush the process of, evolving your style and everything. I mean, if I look back, I regret not having moved to traditional art a lot sooner. But back then, I was experimenting, and I still see elements of my style from back then that crop up in my work. Like, if I look back at yesterday, the way that I drew this girl's face really reminds me of how I used to draw characters when I was at uni. And I obviously don't draw like that anymore, but it's it does still crop up, and it builds your talent. And so you're always drawing from different aspects of your life, from when you drew a certain way and went through a stage. Like, I went through very weird stages in my drawing style as well, where I would just draw very abstract lines and not shade anything. So it would just be building the whole character up in different lines, and I think that sort of built up, just built up my understanding of feeling shapes in my drawings as well. So even though it isn't how I still draw, thank goodness, because I don't want to be drawing like that anymore, but you know, it does still crop up and it does add elements, so you can't really rush the process because all of those things need to be learned and need to be grown into different things. Maxcraft. I came here by chance because I like to draw, and it is very nice to be on your direct. Oh, well, thank you so much. If you are dreaming alongside me on the stream, I would really love to see what you're creating. So I actually have a hashtag on Instagram that you can tag. I think it's hashtag #drawwithneka. And so if you tag your drawing with that, I will share it on my Instagram stories and I will have a look at it. I'd love to see what you're creating alongside my stream. Kate, I just like Japanese and I want to learn it, but I know it will be a little hard. Yeah, it's definitely not an easy road learning a language, but I think if you have a passion for that, especially, if you've got a day sick, it's a worthwhile thing to spend your time on, definitely. I used to learn languages as a hobby when I was in school, and I wish I had time to do that still, but I'm way too busy now building my illustration talent, so I really don't have time for any of that now. But I do really wish that I did. I'd love to learn Russian. I think it's such a gorgeous language, and then I started learning a little bit of Russian to the point where I could read their writing. But yeah, it does get out of your head pretty quick if you don't use it a lot. So. Oh, thank you so much for the follow, Maxcraft. I really appreciate that. It means a lot, and I hope I'll see you guys again at some point. Maxcraft, could you write the tag for the chat? It's difficult to translate English and then write it. Sure, I'll definitely I'll quickly see. So the tag is, let me just quickly get my keyboard out. So that's hashtag #drawwithneka, and I'll see if anyone has, because I only just started streaming again, so there's 2 posts, so just quickly copy those, and you can have a look at what other people have done and shared. So if you share your posts on Instagram and tag it #drawwithneka, and it pops up on that page, I'll have a look and I'll share your artwork on my Instagram account. If you don't mind, of course. You can always let me know if you don't want it to be, shared on my stories. But if you do, it means, all my followers will get to see your work as well, and it's super exciting to see each other's work, I think. Okay, and it's so hard when I'm looking at this. Exactly. Oh my goodness, that's a crazy mess. I mean, it's insane thinking how they must be able to read all of that. But yeah, I felt the same when I was learning Russian, and it seemed like a nightmare learning all that. But once you start breaking it down, you'll see it's not that difficult. It actually is much easier. When I was learning different languages such as French and German, I actually found it a lot harder to break the habit, because you've got, the letter C, for example, doesn't mean the same thing in French as it does in English, so you're needing to break a bad habit. Whereas if you're learning, a new alphabet set, and trying to link those, I find that it's a lot easier than, you know, trying to break bad habits that you've already learned. At least that's for me. I found it easier learning Russian than trying to learn French pronunciation to the words. So maybe you'll find it different, but definitely, yeah, if I were you, I would give that a go. I would dedicate to that. Make it your next year's goal to complete. If you have enough time for that, of course. I mean, we all only really have so much time to dedicate to things. So Maxcroft, where exactly are you from? I was so impatient earlier, waiting to start being able to draw the Piglet. So it's really nice now that I have a chance to work on it. I think we're pretty much getting there now. If I have enough time, I might spend some time fixing up my changeling that I started the other day, because I need to finish her at some point. I think since we have a little bit of extra time, I'll see if I can tackle her. I'm just gonna add his shadow in as well. And I wanna not do really strong lines, so I'll just blend it out a little bit with my blender tool here. And also her shadow, to smooth it out a tiny bit. Now you can see that he's flying a little bit better, and I'll just add a little more of that texture back in. We don't want to lose all of our line work. There we go. Let's see if I can make her hat a little darker, because I think last time she had a bit more folds on it. Kate, I don't know really what I just said. That means strong gold women. Aww. That's so cool. It's amazing how they use so few characters to, you know, portray a meaning. Maxcraft, I just saw the label and some of your drawings, and I must say that your style is quite unique. It brings me nostalgia for old animated movies like Nightmare Before Christmas or some with that style. Oh, that's really awesome to hear, and I'm so glad that, you know, that you understand I guess the idea behind my style as well. It's awesome that comes through. Thank you for having a look at that. Maxcraft, what do you like most about your drawing style? I think, I mean, it depends really. There's a lot of aspects about my drawing style that I like. The concepts is probably my favorite part of it. You know, I really like when a drawing has a really strong concept to it, and it has some sort of narrative. So obviously this one is very strong in a narrative, but then there are others that I've done previously. I'll see if I can have a look at some of the others that I've done that have stronger concepts. I think they were quite a while ago. So this is one that's got quite a strong concept, and that's why it's one of my most preferred ones. This one's also one with a stronger concept. So I think to a certain extent, a strong concept is what I really admire in my style. But then I guess that doesn't really count as so much as style as subject matter. So for the most part, I think I tend to prefer the looseness in my line work. I really love how, if I'm really in the mood of creating, I can tend to keep my line work really nice and loose, and it really helps because you get a lot more of an artistic feel, and you get the shapes coming out a lot more lively like they really are than if you're drawing really tight. And so I think when I do come out with drawings that are a lot looser, I do prefer them, and so that's probably one of my favorite aspects of my style. I also like how I draw the children's faces, but that is also something that I'm trying to get better at. So just improving my style and improving how I draw faces in general is something I really want to improve. But it is something that I'm already quite happy with, if that makes sense. So yeah, I think but yeah, if I have to think about over the past few years, those are definitely some of the striking things that I've become more pleased about, and that I really wanted to work on. So I think one of my next upcoming goals is to try and come up with compositions that are more dynamic, so have more going on, and have more interesting compositions in general, but still focus on, well, my artwork being in the pop surrealist realm. So try and focus on keeping it aligned with that art style as well. But yeah, so that is something that I'd like to improve on my style. Maxcraft, and regarding your question, don't forget it. I'm from Mexico. It's a pleasure. And you? Ah, right. Thank you. That's awesome. Just need to add that little bit of shadow light back into where I added that shadow. We don't want to fill up the whole bottom part of her nose. So obviously my artwork is very heavily focused on children and animals, predominantly because I love children's illustrations, and I also like drawing animals. So yeah, the majority of my work does focus on that, but I don't think I have any adults in any of my drawings, at least not for a while now. I used to draw more adults, but don't really anymore. My style has become quite set to just a certain set of things, and I think that does happen. You find what you're passionate about, and you find what you're good at, and you end up sticking with that. But yeah, I think we're pretty much done with her. So I'll have a look quickly at my other drawing over here and see what we can do about her. I'm not entirely happy with her her eyes, but I think we'll give her a go later today. So I will probably be ending the stream today, and but I will have another stream in a couple of hours, so if you're keen to follow me later during the day, I'm not sure what your time zone is, but yeah, if you'd like to hop on back later, I'll be doing a second stream today. Or if you're keen to hop on same time tomorrow, I will be doing another stream then, and we will be tackling our 6th drawing for Drawlloween tomorrow, so that will be super exciting. Maxcraft, I had not noticed the detail of the shadow of the pig flying. Oh really? Well, I can bring it up a little closer. I'm not sure if it's blurry, but we should be able to have a look there at him. So yeah, he's flying, and there she is, making him fly, advancing her techniques a little bit. So yeah, hopefully tomorrow I can tackle the next one, but I think if we're going to continue later today, I will finish this one up and fix up her, yeah, fix up her face and fix up the other elements and just add some more detail. But for now, we're just going to end the stream and have a bit of a break. But thank you guys so much for following, and I hope I see you again soon. And I'll definitely check out Instagram and see the drawings that you've done alongside. So thank you so much.